So I told you a story about the 351 Cleveland Mach 1 I bought last year that was in storage for 35 years. Previous Mach 1 had some history. The vehicle was stolen back in 1983, 84-ish. Back in Tennessee, when you got your vehicle back, they were able to find it when it was stolen. The state would come out, redo the VIN based on the paperwork you have. So the VIN that the state put on the car goes to a 1970 Super Cobra Jet 428 drag pack car. So I'm sitting there going, something's not right here. The car don't have the proper stuff that a Super Cobra Jet would have. So I go to the guy and I'm like, hey man, I said, this one comes back, the one that the state put in there after your car was stolen, based off your paperwork, is different from what is under the fenders. He said, one of the fenders and what's there is correct. He says, I must have showed them just by grabbing out the year, model, and the color, you know, old paper folder, whatever, you pull it out and go, here's the title, this is what it is, was for the Super Cobra Jet. So they titled and stamped the VIN as a Super Cobra Jet, but the car was really a 351 Cleveland car. So I get that car, and I don't want to say the car is a Super Cobra Jet, because it's not. So I pulled the VIN off, pull that title away, go by what the car truly is, and I sell the car. So in my safe has been sitting a title, a MARTI report, a VIN, and everything to Super Cobra Jet drag pack car. So after doing my research, the car's nowhere on the registry, it's nowhere to be found out there. So I go back to the old gentleman, I said, hey, whatever happened to that Super Cobra Jet car? He said, that car got totaled and trashed a long time ago, back in the late 70s, and was ended up salvaged and sold as parts. So that car was nowhere to be found, it's done, it's in pieces and everywhere. So I reached back out to the gentleman to see what else he had. Come to find out, he had 2 other Mach 1s on the property. So today I decided to go buy a 1970 Mach 1 that's just a body. There's nothing on it, it was all stripped out. He sold all the parts through all the years, and it's just a body. This gives someone a baseline to build them a Super Cobra Jet. Still going to be a clone at the end of the day, but it makes that clone one step further than the next person. After talking about this and telling them my idea of what I plan on doing with the Mach 1 body, the gentleman says, well, let me go show you what's in my garage. So we go and look in the garage, and he's showing us some engines possibly to package up. And sure enough, he has a Super Cobra Jet block sitting there in his shop. So that's the next point, is to acquire the engine so that you have the bones of a Mach 1, the MARTI report, VIN, and everything else, along with a power plant if someone wants to go that route to build a Super Cobra Jet. So making the deal with the gentleman, his prices were from years ago when they were relevant. It took some negotiating, going back and forth to get what really the true price is now of what the car is in its state versus when he probably acquired that car 15, 20 years ago. We ended up making a deal. I made him throw some fluff in there. He actually used to race dirt cars back in the day, and he had a bunch of old school 1970s and 80s helmets. So I made him give me the helmets as part of the deal as well. We hooked up to the car, we start pulling up on the winch, and unbeknownst to us, there's still air in the tires. The car rolls freely on the rollback, easy done, get it out, onto the shop it goes. Now that we got the car back to the shop, we're going to evaluate the condition of the car, see how much of a real body is left on the car. And that way we can explain the car correctly to someone that hey, this is a solid Southern body. It's just a body with some parts in it, but here's what you get with it. That's what our plans are to do with the car as we speak. So the plan is now to try to find the right buyer for this car. This is going to be a unique build, someone that wants to build a car from the ground up. So I got to find that person that just want to purchase one just to go. They want to build the car to their spec the way it is. This gives them a little bit more clout, with the Marty report and the VIN and the title to build this car. So next thing is I'll reach out to some of my Mustang collectors or builders and stuff like that and see if there's something they want to do. Besides your typical summer enemy chiggers, getting the car I needed, finding out there's an engine available. At the end of the day, it turned out to be a great day.